Jennifer Hudson's journey was never wrapped in glamour or ease. Long before red carpets and standing ovations, her life was marked by unimaginable loss. The tragic murder of her mother, brother, and 7-year-old nephew shattered her world in a way most people would never recover from. That kind of pain does not simply fade with time. It reshapes you. It forces you to confront survival at its rawest level. From that moment forward, Jennifer understood something fundamental. If she did not protect her own spirit, no one else would. Her strength was not built in motivational seminars or carefully curated affirmations. It was forged in grief. She developed an inner resilience that became her armor, quiet, unshakable, and deeply rooted in self-preservation. That steel carried her into an industry known for breaking even the strongest spirits in 2004. Jennifer Hudson stood on the American Idol stage with a voice powerful enough to silence entire arenas. Week after week, she delivered performances that stunned audiences. Yet, shockingly, she was eliminated earlier than expected. Many viewers were outraged years later. Critics and even those affiliated with the show admitted it was one of the greatest misjudgments in the show's history. But Jennifer did not allow that setback to define her. She did not collapse under public disappointment. Instead, she recalibrated. She moved forward. Her next move would not be small. It would be monumental. She was cast as Effie White in the film adaptation of Dreamgirls. For many, it was just another role for Jennifer. It was destiny meeting preparation. Her performance was not just impressive, it was unforgettable. She brought raw emotion, technical brilliance, and lived experience into that role. When she sang, and I am telling you, it was more than a song. It was a declaration of existence. Her debut performance earned her an Academy Award, not her third film. Not after decades in Hollywood. It's her very first movie. This was not luck. It was not hype. This was a woman stepping fully into her purpose with discipline and clarity. Hollywood had no choice but to pay attention. Jennifer's career continued to rise, but what set her apart was never the trophies themselves. It was the commitment behind them. In 2022, she achieved one of the rarest honors in entertainment, EGOT status, after winning a Tony Award. As a producer on A Strange Loop, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, few artists ever reached that level yet. Through it all, she remained grounded in something deeper than achievement. Her spirituality, her sense of identity, and her inner clarity shaped every chapter of her evolution. She refused to lose herself in the glare of fame. She refused to let relationships redefine her. Her voice was her anchor. Her self-worth was non-negotiable, and that foundation would later shape one of the most talked about relationships of her life. Her partnership with Common. Their connection did not begin in spectacle. It began professionally, while working together on the action thriller Breathe. At first, it was simply collaboration. But something subtle shifted. The chemistry that began on set evolved into something deeper, quieter, and more intentional, unlike many celebrity romances. Theirs did not unfold with dramatic headlines or staged photo opportunities. It grew privately, intentionally. In early 2024, Common appeared on Jennifer's daytime talk show. During the interview, he spoke about being involved with someone who brought him peace and happiness. He did not mention her name, but the meaning was unmistakable. The public didn't need confirmation. The energy between them was evident. By 2025, the subtle hints became direct acknowledgement. On the red carpet at the Daytime Emmy Awards, Jennifer openly described the relationship as stable and healthy. Noticeably, she did not center the conversation around romance. She spoke about alignment, about building herself. First, before allowing someone to stand beside her, then came a pivotal moment. In July 2025, Common appeared on a podcast and openly described their connection as a life partnership. He admitted that he had grown into a version of himself capable of marriage, something he once doubted about himself. His tone was not performative, it was reflective. Sounded like a man who had done the internal work and reached clarity. Months later, Jennifer playfully confronted him about those comments on her show, prompting him to repeat them publicly. There was no awkwardness, no hesitation. Just two emotionally mature adults who understood exactly what they were building. Their relationship works because it was not born out of loneliness, desperation, or timing convenience. It emerged after both of them had rebuilt themselves privately. Jennifer had spent years strengthening her identity. Common had spent years confronting patterns that once sabotaged his relationships. Before Jennifer, Common had a long history of relationships that shared one pattern. He could begin love easily, but he struggled to sustain it. His relationship with Erykah Badu showcased that dynamic early on. He admired her brilliance and creativity, but as emotional intimacy deepened, he withdrew. The closeness forced him to confront parts of himself he wasn't ready to face. Then came Serena Williams, a powerful, disciplined, globally respected athlete. On paper, they seemed perfectly aligned. But when the relationship approached permanence, he began to detach again. Serena had clarity about her goals and emotional expectations. She would not chase a man uncertain about commitment. Later, his relationship with Angela Rye revealed the same cycle. She valued emotional stability and direction. When she pressed for consistency, he drifted. It wasn't that Common was reckless or unfaithful. It was something quieter. He was unresolved. He carried unaddressed trauma and confusion about intimacy. He understood passion, but not permanence. He could give affection, but not lasting direction. Every breakup left him with admiration for the woman and regret over the loss, but also confusion about why he couldn't stay. The difference with Jennifer Hudson is timing. By the time they connected, Common had undergone therapy, reflection, and years of self-assessment. He was no longer trying to be impressive. He was trying to be mature. Jennifer, on the other hand, did not enter the relationship needing anything. She did not orbit his world. She maintained her own gravitational pull. Her boundaries were clear. Her identity was intact. She was complete. On her own, that dynamic changed everything. Jennifer did not chase him. She did not collapse into romance. Her emotional security required accountability from anyone who wanted to stand beside her. Common had two options: show up fully or step away. For the first time in his life, he chose to show up. When he publicly said, "If I'm going to get married, it will be to Jennifer Kate Hudson." It was not a romantic performance. It was an acknowledgement of readiness, closing of old cycles. Jennifer is not a placeholder in his life. She represents the end of a long emotional evolution. Their bond is not built on fantasy or projection. It is built on self-awareness and timing. He became the man he once hoped to be, and she met him at the exact moment that transformation solidified. That is why the world watches them so closely, not because people expect drama, but because they sense stability. And in Hollywood, stability is rare. This is not a love at first sight fairy tale. It is a late life alignment. Two adults meeting at the exact emotional altitude. Jennifer's path was shaped by catastrophic loss that forced her to master survival. She built a life where emotional safety mattered more than applause. She did not need love to validate her. She needed peace. Common's path was shaped by repeated good intentions without readiness. He had to learn the difference between wanting love and being prepared for it. When they finally stood across from each other, both had already done the hardest work, becoming whole alone. Their relationship does not rely on spectacle. It exists in the quiet between projects. It thrives away from the performance of celebrity culture. They do not display their bond for attention. They protect it. That is the paradox of modern fame. The relationships that endure are the ones removed. From constant visibility. Hudson and Common understand that attention can erode what it demands to see. So they built something attention cannot access. A partnership rooted in maturity. Their future will not depend on viral moments or headlines. It will depend on the same foundation that brought them together. Two whole individuals choosing to share their lives, not complete them. In a city where love often dissolves as quickly as trends, Jennifer Hudson and Common have created something steady, something earned, not found early, not built on fantasy, but found exactly on time. This is not a Hollywood romance. It is what happens after the storms. It is alignment after healing. It is love chosen consciously. And sometimes, the most powerful love stories are not the loudest ones, but the ones that arrive when two people finally recognize themselves and choose each other from that place of clarity.